Dear attendees, our talk will begin shortly. There are a few house rule announcements. First, please ensure your microphones are muted when you're not speaking to avoid any disruptions throughout the event. Secondly, please do not play with the request control button as well as the spotlight button to not disturb the viewing experience of others. And last but not least, we highly encourage everyone to turn on their cameras to make this session more engaging. Also, please be reminded that this event will be recorded. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joanne, your MC for tonight. This scholarship talk is organized by the Engineering Festival 21 in order to help the freshmen in preparing themselves if they are planning to apply for scholarships in the future. For this session, TEF has invited a few speakers to talk about their scholarship in hope that it will be fruitful for the first year students. Therefore, if you have any question for the speakers, please use the Slido link given in the chat box to type in your questions, and all of your inquiries will be answered during the Q&A session. In addition, DF will be giving out a special gift to every attendees that have been asking questions during this event. Thus, please insert your name when you are typing your questions for verification purposes. Not to forget, we will also be providing a list of scholarships that you can choose from based on the requirements that suit you the most by the end of this event. You can access the list through our link tree and TEF Ask Me Both Telegram channel. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, without further ado, I would like to pass the floor to our moderator Vinod to begin with our talk tonight. On to you, Vinod.
Thank you, Joanne. Good evening, everyone. I am Vinod, your moderator for today's scholarship talk. I hope at the end of this event, through sharing, we will gain a deeper insight on scholarships and its entrails. But before we begin, I would like to remind all participants that you can address your questions via the Slido link. Now, to the moment we all have been waiting for, let me introduce you to our scholarship talk speakers. Our first panelist received a scholarship from Hong Leong Foundation, currently in her final year of studying biomedical engineering. This panelist has been receiving the Dean's Award consecutively each and every one of her semesters. It is my pleasure to introduce the Hong Leong Foundation scholar Lee Min Our next speaker, Nur Bashira Roslan, from the Chemical Engineering Department, and is a proud Yayasan Khazanah Wantan scholarship holder, apart from being the head of External Affairs Division in Chem EUMSC session 2019-2020, and also a treasurer in FASCINI 2020 for Raja Dr. Nazrin Shah Residential College KK12. She is also made the recipient of gold medal receiver in Panthers softball team. Besides that, she also appeared as a guest speaker for RTM Lensa IPT and RTM Suara Malaysia. Our third speaker is a recipient of the Yayasan UEM scholarship. Currently in his third year of studying civil engineering, he holds a plethora of leadership roles, which includes UMICE Student Chapter Session 21-22, University of Malaya Civil Engineering Competition 21, also known as UMCEC, the 20th Pesta Tanglong, and Pesta Tanglong, and also the head of Marketing Bureau of Asta Scrabble Challenge International 21, and of course, head of protocol department at MAT 43. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, moving on to our next speaker, which is Teresa Yong Hui. She is the holder of ABB Jürgen Dorman Foundation Scholar, which is she is the Vice Director of Robotics Engineering Community 2021, 2020 and 2021, the Head of Delegation Department for 42nd Engineering Development, Motivation and Awareness Training at MAT 42. And also a proud Dean's Award holder. Let us go to our next speaker. Is the holder of IGM Corporation. He is from the Mechanical Engineering final year. He is also a proud holder of the Dean's Award. Besides that, Muhammad Riona is a finalist for Pidato Antarabangsa Bahasa Melayu 2019. He is the secretary for Jawatan Kuasa Tindakan College, Kediaman Raja Dr. Nazrin Shah, also known as KK12. And on top of that, he is the Ahli Dewan Muda Johor. Okay. Give me a moment.
Okay, so dear attendees, just a little reminder that if you have any question for the speakers related to their sponsorship or any question regarding the speakers, you can use the Slido link given in the chat box below to ask the question. And please don't forget to insert your name as well because we will be giving out a special gift to all attendees that will be asking questions.
All right, thank you, Joanne. So before I start asking any questions, let us have our speakers to introduce themselves and talk more about their scholarships. I would like to invite the first speaker, Lee Min to talk more about herself and the Hong Leong Foundation Scholarship.
Hi, hello. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm Lee Min from the Department of Biomedical Engineering, and I'm currently doing my final year. So the scholarship that I currently holding is Hong Leong Foundation. Next slide. So today I will be giving you an overview of my scholarship on these three things. The first is I will give a brief about the background of the company, also the scholarship, and then I will go into the scholarship info like the details and the eligibility. And then lastly, I will share some personal experience on the interview and also some frequently asked questions. So next slide. So first, I believe that all of you might heard about Hong Leong before, whether you heard it as Hong Leong Bank, like Hong Leong Assurance or anything. And then this scholarship is specially funded under the Hong Leong Group under the Hong Leong Foundation. So they have three focus areas, which are the educations, the community development, and also the group CSR initiative. And then they have a few categories other than the scholarships, like the community assistance program, the social enablement program, emergency relief response, like in this pandemic, COVID-19, they also provide some financial assistance to the community. And then lastly is the group unified initiative. So if you are interested in more of the details in this Hong Leong Foundation, you can always go to the website to read more about that. So I will go into the scholarship info. This scholarship, they open every year from 1st of April to 31st of May. But then this is subject to change. But then this is on their website. And then they target for diploma undergraduate students, whether you are in local or private uni. And then they will be prioritize the needy students. Like if you need any financial help for your studies, they will prioritize you for that. And then the amount is as shown below. There are 4 categories. So what I'm undertaking is the first one. It is 8,500 per annum. So this is under the public uni for undergraduate course. And then for diploma course, whether public or private uni, you will get 6,000 ringgit per annum. And then undergraduate in local private, it will be up to 24,000 per annum. And then if you are taking medicine or dentistry course in private uni, it will be 32,000 per annum. And then the scholarship is a non-bonding type. It is not a loan and you don't have to pay back and you don't even have to serve them. So it is a full scholarship for you. Yeah. Then next slide. So this is the eligibility requirements for the applications. This is not applicable for pre-U, pre-college foundations, international training, or master PhD programs. So this is only for foundation or not foundation, the diploma or undergraduate only. And then you have to be Malaysian and then age range between 17 to less than 25. And you have to achieve a minimum academic results of 8 A's in your SPM or 6 A's in the UEC or equivalent. And then minimum CGPA is 3.5, whether in your PU or if you are applied during a degree, you have to be minimum of 3.5 CGPA. And then they have a restricted on the household income, which is less than 5,000 ringgit. And then for who can apply, as long as you are doing your diploma, advanced diploma or degree program, under any course, whether you are in year 1, 2, or 3, you can apply for that. And then the preferences for this scholarship is that they'll prioritize those that display genuine financial needs to further their studies, or those that having living disabilities. And then if you demonstrate leadership qualities or you are excel in curricular activities, you will be also add points to that. So next slide. Here are also some additional infos that I get from the agreement that I signed, which they require us to maintain the CGPA at least 3.3 for every semester, and then have to achieve at least 95% of the attendance every semester. So in case like if you didn't achieve this, you have to write a letter to them and then explain like why you didn't achieve that. And then next is if they have some enrichment program along the year that you get the scholarship, you have to attend to that. And then you cannot hold any other scholarship, abroad loan, bursary, financial assistance, but except they allow PTPTN loan. So you just have to, like for my case, you just have to email them and then telling them you are taking PTPTN loan, then and then it's fine. For my batch, the total scholars is about 40. There are 15 from the private and then 25 from the local. So if not mistaken, there are around 700 plus applicants in total. So they take 40. I'm not sure how much they take for the interview. Yeah. So next slide. So here you can see the timeline for the scholarship. So after you apply in July, you will be called for an interview. And then August is a 1 month for them to do the final selection. And then next in September, if you got the scholarship, you'll be called for the award ceremony to sign the agreement. And then October, you will be receiving the money. Okay, next. So this is about the interview. If you are asking me like what to prepare, I would say you have to prepare the photocopy certificates for that, because they will be asking for that, and then they will be taking it, not be returning to you lah. And then the interview is divided into 2 stages. The first stage is a writing task, which it is 30 minutes. So there are 2 questions. In my year, there are 2 questions. The first question is they give me a picture, and then they ask me to write what I see in the picture, and then it have to be 500 words. Then the second one is with this characteristic, you are the unique one. So it means like what are the things that you're proud of yourself lah. Then the requirements is 1,000 words lah. And then, of course, if you see like there are 1,500 words, right? Of course, it is impossible. For my case, I don't think I even write. I don't think I even achieve half of that. Yeah. But then I think what they require, they want to see is not about your grammar or like bombastic words. It's all about how you express your ideas. Yeah, and then in the second stage, it is a face-to-face interview with two interviewers. It is about 30 minutes. Both of them are quite friendly. It's not a very stressful one. It's just like a chit chat session. So it is very how to say, just be yourself and talk to them. It's a very easygoing conversation, I can say. Yeah. Next slide. So this is the questions that I list out, which I got some of that, and then some of that is I got from the online. I saw that some people share it on their blogspot, so I put it inside here also. So of course they asked me to introduce myself and then about strength and weakness and all that. And then they also asked me like what I know about Hong Leong Group, and then like why I want this scholarship, and also you have to talk about your course, like why you're taking this course, and then how this course will benefit the society and how you pay back to Hong Leong or something like that. And then they also ask about the activities in the school, because I gave them my resume, and then they will look at the resume, and then they will point out something that they feel interested in, and then they will ask you further. And then they will ask me like what I do during my weekends, or how I manage my time. And then last one I want to highlight is they will pick something in your essay, and then they will ask you about that lah. Yeah, and then the second part is that they will ask you more about your financial thing, like your parents and siblings, how much their salary, and then they will ask you, did you apply for any other scholarship, and then why don't you apply for a PTPTN if you don't apply for that, and then what will you do if you didn't get this scholarship. Also, like they will ask you, how will you spend the money. They will ask you to do a list and then also like your money, how you, if you have any incomes, they will ask you like where you get the incomes if you do any part times. Yeah, I guess yeah, that's all from the frequently asked questions. Yeah, I guess that's all from me. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Min, on all your tips on how to score the interview and on that essay writing guide and all of it. So just a brief recap. Hong Leong Foundation is a education-based foundation which focuses on community group CSR initiatives. It is non-bonding, and you would get a scholarship amount of RM 8,500 for undergraduate. And what's more special is it allows PTPTN loan. And so do apply so that you will be one of the 40 selected scholars who can attend their prestigious award ceremony. So now to our next speaker, presenting Ms. Bashira. I will now pass the torch to you.
Assalamualaikum and good evening to all future engineering graduates. Thank you, MC and TAB organizing team, for the opportunity to share with all of you on scholarship available to support your academic studies in My name is Bashira, and I am a final year student from Department of Chemical Engineering and currently a YK scholar since my first year of degree studies. Today, I'll be giving you a brief overview of the scholarship, and feel free to drop any questions in the link provided by the organizing team, and I will try my best to answer from a scholar perspective. Next. First and foremost, Yayasan Khazanah is a foundation established by Khazanah Nasional Berhad, the sovereign wealth fund, or in simpler term, our national investment fund owned by the government. YK selects, supports, grooms, and nurture top students in becoming future leaders in the best organizations, including GLCs in Malaysia. The mission is to support Khazanah Nasional's commitment in the active development of human capital by grooming talents and help them build their capabilities by offering scholarships to pursue studies at Malaysia's premier universities or at the world's renowned institutions of higher learning. Ensuring financial support represents merely one part of the equation. An exciting and rewarding journey awaits you through the broad range of development programs planned for Khazanah Scholar. Why Yayasan Khazanah? YK provides a broad range of opportunities for scholars, including leadership and character development programs, volunteering opportunities with NGOs, job attachment in companies, internship in selected companies and organizations, self-development through guidance of a learning coach, mentoring opportunities under corporate decision maker, including on a case-by-case basis, financial support to deserving scholars to pursue life-enriching experience such as student exchange program, attending international conferences, or self-development program. Next. Among the development program is the YKPSP, where you will be exposed to multiple leadership conferences with amazing industry leaders, leadership camps, and community work projects with other scholars, including those from Oxford, Cambridge, and much more. Next. Since it is a bonded scholarship, scholars serving their bond at the designated bond-serving organization will be continuously engaged through the works and activities conducted by the Khazanah Scholars Alumni Association for further developmental and career progression. In short, your YK journey does not stop at degree studies only. In fact, some of my YK seniors even started a new scholarship called KIF Scholarship, in which you can search in their Instagram account called project@_my. Next. There are 7 scholarship programs available. Only 2 programs offered to sponsor students at local universities, such as the Khazanah Watan Scholarship and Khazanah Lestari Scholarship. The difference between these 2 scholarship programs is that Watan scholarships offer for both undergraduate and postgraduate studies, whereas Lestari Scholarship only offers for postgraduate study. The reason I'm showcasing other programs offered by YK is because I want all of you to know that there are many financial aids to support your education, be it your master, your degree, your master, or even PhD. Given the situation that you are not qualified to apply for scholarship during degree, you can always try to apply for masters, where you might stand a chance to pursue your postgraduate studies at top universities such as Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, MIT, and much more. Next. Yayasan Khazanah scholarships in general prioritize those applying for business and finance related courses as well as social sciences. However, they also offer scholarships to other fields of studies, including engineering, life sciences, and other courses that are non-traditional or niche area subjects that are critical to the development of the nation. Next. Coming back to the current scholarship I am holding, the Khazanah Watan Scholarship is a prestigious award that offers opportunities for talented and high-achieving Malaysians to pursue undergraduate and postgraduate studies at selected leading local universities. The aim of the scholarship program is to train and grow Malaysia's brightest talents to venture in the best organization or GLCs in Malaysia. They also encourage individuals with excellent academic credentials to lead and participate in research initiative where you might stand a chance to be part of the National Khazanah Research Team. Next. The program summary is as follows. As of 2021, the application form was open in June for foundation and undergraduate studies. The timeline might change, so you need to get yourself updated through their social medias or websites such as Study Malaysia, After School, and much more. The scholarship is applicable for approved universities in Malaysia, which includes University of Malaya, among many others in my following slide. The duration of the scholarship will be for full course of study. Fun fact, even in your second year, you can still apply and get sponsored by YK for the remaining 2 years of study. Next. To apply for this scholarship, it is important that you possess strong leadership skills and active participation in extracurricular, social, or voluntary activities. Applicants must also have a consistent and outstanding academic achievement record, be it as TPM, A-level, matrix, IB, or even your first semester degree, as mentioned in the slide. Next. As for the selection process, candidates will go through 4 levels of assessment under the Khazanah Watan Scholarship Program. Stage 1 and 2 will be administered online, while Stage 3 is a combination of online and face-to-face assessment. And the last stage, Stage 4, will be interview session with YK management. Every year, they receive a strong pool of candidates. Needless to say, competition for the scholarship is also very strong every year. Next. And of course, the financial rewards is undeniably promising. The breakdown of the allowance is as shown in the slide. I can safely say that you will get at least 1,500 ringgit Malaysia per month, excluding tuition fee and other additional expenses throughout your studies. Next. Last but not least, I managed to compile some of my friends from YK to share their personal journey and to highlight all of them are glad that they received scholarship from YK as they are not just financially supported, but also exposed to leadership trainings and job attachments. Next. So needless to say, bonded scholarships will give you job security. Some bonded scholarship will require you to work with them, but with YK, your options are wide as we are talking about GLCs in general and not just Khazanah Nasional Berhad. Regardless, it will always come down to your personal preference. And that is all for me. For more info, feel free to scan the QR codes to their website or an Instagram account. So good luck and all the best.
Thank you, Ms. As we can see, the Yayasan Khazanah Scholarship has a lot of perks to attach to it. Besides the huge amount of scholarship that you are going to receive, and also the job security that it ensures once you obtain this scholarship, it also has side programs such as Yayasan Khazanah Premier Scholarship Program, the YKBR and YKCBL, which would ensure the scholars are whole rounders at the end of their uni life. Again, I would like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, please type in your question in the Slido link of our committees for our committees to choose from. To proceed with the event, it is my utmost pleasure to invite Jason to speak about himself. The floor is yours.
All right. So thank you for the MC. And good evening, guys. So my name is Chang Cheng. I'm a third year civil engineering student, and I'm currently a Yayasan UM scholarship holder. Yeah. All right. So now I will give you an introduction about UEM. So what is UEM? UEM Group is actually formally is known as United Engineer Malaysia Berhad. And so this 4K business, I think you have also come through before. Later, I will show you the logo. So first is expressway. Then the second one is a township and property development. And the third one is engineering and construction. And the last one is asset and facility management. So here, I think you guys have come through these few logos before. So the first one, expressway, is a plus highway. So they also mainly they have construction in the highway. So the second one is a township property development, which is under Sunrise. And for the engineering and construction is under Builders and SEMA. And the last one, asset and facility management, is under Agenda. So now it's about Yayasan So Yayasan is actually, it provides opportunity for all the Malaysians youth to pursue the undergraduate study at foreign and local university, as well as professional qualification. But today we will focus on the undergraduate local university scholarship talks, because for the foreign, you will provide use and sponsor you in under the private university in Malaysia only, and not like sending you for the outside or overseas. So the scholarship is not only cover academic and tuition fees, and it covers a lot of allowances, but also provide development programs ranging from communication to leadership, as well as analytical and critical thinking. All right, so now I will talk about undergraduate local scholarship. So for this scholarship is for the student after STPM or matriculation or foundation or A levels to attend an undergraduate degree at this top local university or IPTA in Malaysia, such as UM, UTM, USM. So for all the local university, they will support. So here is a field of study they will support. First is a business, which including finance, business management, accounting, economics, engineering, which I'm studying now, civil engineering and mechanical engineering and electrical engineering, and also IT and computer related courses, as well as actuarial science. Okay, so here is go to the eligibility. So if you want to apply for this scholarship, you must be a Malaysian citizen, and you must be proficient in English, in communication, as well as writing. And also the minimum CGPA for your result of the STPM and matriculation foundation must 3.5. All right. So next, I will go to the term and condition for this scholarship. So if you want to apply for this scholarship, you must not be bonded with other institutions or organizations. And if you are a successful applicant, you shall not apply or accept any other scholarship or any financial aid from other sources after you sign the agreement. All right. So for the successful applicants, upon graduation, you will be bonded to Yayasan UM for a maximum of 3 years for undergraduate local scholarship. This is a bonded scholarship. All right. And all applicants are to complete the application form and to submit it online before the closing date. This, I think you guys already know for this. And shortlisted candidate will be notified for an interview, and the shortlisted applicant must submit his or her original certificate during the interview. Like you have to bring for during the interview. All right. So now I will talk on the most interesting part, which is the fees cover and allowances. So first, fees. So for Yayasan UEM, you will cover all the academic fees throughout the period of studies. Means that since you're getting this scholarship, you will cover all your tuition fees, and you no need to pay. They will directly pay to university. So you no need to worry that you forgot to pay or you use up the money. So they will directly pay to the university Bendahari. And for the allowances, they will have a few allowances that you can claim. First is a medical checkup. Like before you enter university, you have to do a medical checkup, so you can claim for that. And also the final year project, you also can claim for the allowances. And for the monthly subsistence allowances, so for the monthly subsistence allowances, you will be given 800 ringgit Malaysia for every month, even though it's a holiday or some break. So you will be getting the monthly subsidy allowances. And for the accommodation is totally separated from the monthly subsidy allowances. So it will give you an extra, like if you stay in college of UM, so they will straight pay the college fee to the Bendahari. And if like I'm now living in outside of campus, so they will give me a maximum of 350 ringgit for my accommodations. And as well, they will provide you the books allowance, like for a constant 400 ringgit. But if you buy extra books and you need to claim, then you have an extra, I think around 300 ringgit for you to claim. And also the equipment fees for technical courses only. So for the technical courses only means that like civil engineering courses that you have to buy like instruments or things that you will use in your studies. And yeah, the last one is the most interesting one, is a provision of laptop. So if you are a successful applicant, so they will give all the scholars a brand new laptop to every scholar. So you no need to return the laptop to the company after your graduation. So you'll be getting the i7, I think, i7 laptop for you. All right. So next, I will talk about internship. So for internship, if you since this is a bonded scholarship, so you have to intern under the company. So YUM will help you to secure an internship placement for the scholars. However, you also encourage to find your own internship placement from other company, but you can find a company that are under UEM, because UEM is a big group of companies, so you have a lot of subgroup under it, so you can find the internship under them. All right. So here I will talk about some things about during the interview. So when you submit your applicant form, you have to write, I think, 2 essays. One is about characteristics about you, and one more is, I think, why you apply for YUM. And then after you being selected for the next stage, you'll be going a face-to-face interview. So before the face-to-face interview, you will have to write an essay. I think you'll be given 1 hour, and the essay is more open-ended about global issues. Like last year, I'm getting an essay about global trading issues, and some of my friends getting women empowerment issues. Yeah, so you have to write an essay before you go into the interview. And after that, you will go into an interview with 3 interviewers together. Then after that, they will announce the successful applicants. All right. So for this interview, make sure that you're confident to yourself and not too stressed, and make it like a chit-chatting session and a chilling session. And this is a must. You have to equip yourself with all the current issue that occurs around you and also around the world, like what is happening now and what is happening in other state, or not only the state you're living, and like who is your dean, who is your university chancellor, vice chancellor. This all you must know, all right? And these are must you wear smartly and don't make yourself too stressed. So I think that's all from me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for that presentation, Jason. Yayasan UM is truly a scholarship that is very strong and amazes me a lot. Besides having a very strong group companies such as Plus, Lima, and Sunrise, they also provide you with a complete security scholarship. Besides, it is also a bonded scholarship, which means that it promises job security. And of course, the prospects of getting an i7 laptop for each scholar is very much appeasing. Now, to proceed with the event, it is my utmost pleasure to invite the next speaker to introduce about herself and her scholarship. Ms. Teresa, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Teresa Yong. I'm a third year electrical engineering student, and the scholarship that I'm holding now is ABB Jürgen Dorman Foundation Scholarship, and in short, it's JDF Scholarship. So I will give a brief overview on what JDF Scholarship is about. Next. Okay, so first I will give a little bit background on ABB and also the JDF Scholarship. Then I will explain more in details about the scholarship, like the requirement, the application process, the fees cover and allowances, and also some additional info. And before I start, there's a disclaimer here. So the details on this scholarship are based on the year I applied, which is on 2019. So please refer to the Department of Electrical Engineering for the latest information this year. Okay, next. Okay, so ABB is a company based in Switzerland, and they also operate in more than 100 countries, including Malaysia. So the areas that ABB is focusing are power, automation, electrification, robotics industry, and so on. Next. Okay, so these are the four main business areas that ABB is working on. There are electrification, motion, process automation, and also robotics and discrete automation. Okay, next. So about the ABB JDF scholarship, it was set up in Switzerland in 2007, and it is provided by ABB for engineering students who have financial needs and also can demonstrate a high academic achievement. And it is given to students from ABB's partner university all across the world. So in Malaysia, University of Malaya is their only partner university so far. And for more information on this foundation, you guys can visit their website and you can find videos by scholars from other countries in it. Okay, next. Okay, so to be eligible for this scholarship, first you need to be an undergraduate student from UM, since we are their partner university. And also you need to be a first year student studying electrical engineering. Okay, next. On the application process, in brief, you will go through 3 stages. The first is submission, and you will be called for interview, then they will announce the result. So for the submission part, the documents required are the application form, a personal motivational letter, a recommendation letter, and also certificates for your academic or some extra curriculum that you would like to include. So I would like to talk more about the personal motivational letter because it is for you to express like why do you want to study this course, which is EE, and also why do you want to apply for this scholarship. So you really need to take your time to think through that and then prepare for that. Okay, so after that, you will be called for an individual interview that will last about 30 minutes. So the interviewer, they are very nice, so you don't need to be nervous. So it's just like a chill chatting session. And then After that, if you are selected, then you will be informed through email on the scholarship offer. Okay, next. So for the fees cover and allowance, the scholarship will give you a fixed amount every year to cover your tuition fee and also other expenses. And they will also give an allowance for the personal computer during your first year study. Okay, next. Okay, so for the perks of this scholarship is that you will get a ABB mentor assigned to you, and the mentor will support you and also give you advice throughout your studies. And sometimes they will also share some ABB event for you to join. And other than that, they also expect you to do internship with them during the third year. So you have the chance to experience their technology and their work culture, and you'll be working with people from different countries as well, and which I'm going to do it by the end of this year. I mean, academic year. Okay. So next. So that is all on this brief introduction on the JDF scholarship. So again, please refer to EE department for the latest information. And if you have any question on this, you can always email me or find me at Instagram or Facebook. And all this information on this slide, you can get it from ABB's website or UM News. So I hope these informations are helpful to you guys. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. Just a rephrase of and a recap of what she mentioned. ABB Ergen Dorman Scholarship is quite exclusive as it's only for the electrical engineering students of University of Malaya. And through the scholarship, it gives a lot of perks such as internship at an overseas countries and also the fund that it provides. This Swiss scholarship is definitely something that you guys should not miss if you're from the Department of Electrical Engineering. Okay. Lastly, it is my pleasure to invite Riona to tell us himself about his scholarship. Presenting Riona.
Hello, hi. Thank you to Mr. Speaker. Very good evening to everyone, especially the first year of engineering students. Congratulations and welcome to engineering, I guess. So I hope you will enjoy your life after this in UM. Okay, let's go to introduction of myself. My name is Muhammad Riona Hidayat Bengus Leono. Currently, I'm a final year mechanical student and I also IJM scholarship holder. Okay, let's start with the introduction of IJM. So, can we go to the first slide? This is second. Okay. Selang. Also, IJM has been operating in 8 countries, not only in Malaysia, also in India, Middle East, and China. Okay, next. Okay, and this is the core businesses of IJM. IJM has been involved in construction, property, industry, and also infrastructure such as toll and port. Okay, next. All right, as you can see, this is all the subsidiaries of IJM. Okay, not only IJM focus on construction, but also they have property, industry, and also infrastructure. And this is all the subsidiaries all over Malaysia, Argentina, and also India. Okay, next. Okay, let's just go straight to the information for IJM scholarship. For IJM, they will offer the scholarship in this field of study, which are civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, QS, computer science, information technology, and also business analytics. Okay, next. And here are the requirement for IJM scholarship. Okay, the first one, you must at least obtain 2 A's or 3.0 in STPM or equivalent. You must obtain at least 5 A's in SPM or equivalent. And also, you must enroll in any reputable university. But for candidates that already pursue their degree, which mean that you're already in your universities, you must at least gain a CGPA of 3.0 out of 4. This is for those who are going to apply IJM scholarship at your first year or second year. And also, I guess it is usual for all scholarship, you need to have a good command of English and also Bahasa, both in writing and speaking. Not only that, you must also need to be someone that active, either in sport or curriculum. And also you need to serve IJM in a specific period. Okay, this is what we call as bond. For IJM, the bond is like this. It will be the remaining study, the remaining period of your study plus 1 year. For example, for engineering, we have 4 years of study. So let's say if you're applying it at your first year, so it will be 4 plus 1, which is 5 years. But if you are applying it at your second year, so it'll be 3 plus 1. So you need to serve them for 4 years. And also, you must not be any recipient for any scholarship, and you must be someone that financially needy. Okay, next. All right, I think this is the most exciting for everyone. Okay, for IJM, the allowance for public university, for example, UM, is up to 13,000 per annum, okay, which means that you will get 6,500 per semester. They'll just give you lump sum 6,500. However, for private, you will get up to 25,000. And also, the good thing about IJM is that IJM will provide you internship, okay, with an allowance of 1,002. Okay, next. All right, so this is a little bit of sharing of my internship experience last 2 years, which I did it at UOB Tower. I think you can see this at the middle of KL, nearby KWSP. So I applied for IJM internship, and they gave me this placement, which as a mechanical engineering, as a mechanical engineer, here I will learn everything that I should know when I will be in the real work life. For example, as a mechanical, you need to learn about HVAC system, you need to learn about ventilation, you also need to learn piping, all those stuff. You will do work as a real engineer. Because before this, we heard that most of the intern will only just do some printing work or the filing stuff. No, but in IJM, you'll do as what a real engineer do. Okay, next. Okay, so this is some tips for those who are interested to apply for IJM. So, okay, I guess the system is same with Hong Leong, which is you have two stages. The first one is writing. The second one is the interview. So make sure to do some background research of the company. You must at least know what are you looking forward in IJM. Either you want to go to construction, are you interested in infrastructure, and also prepare yourself with the latest issue, because one of the element in writing assessment is that they will ask you about the current issue. For example, at my time, it's happened to be electric car by Elon Musk. So yeah, you need to do that, and also have a lot of practice and just be confident of yourself. All right, I guess that's all for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Riona. I'm sure that the participants have taken note on all the interview tips. Just like Hong Leong, you're supposed to prepare for an essay and have a strong knowledge of the IJM company background so that you'll be able to score the interview with flying colors. Okay, besides that, the prospects of IGM, which ensures an internship that is full hands-on, is truly something that you guys should not miss. So thank you again to Riona for that presentation. Thank you very much to all of our speakers for their presentation as well. We hope everyone will be excited to be their scholarship juniors. I think the presentation has covered most of the information needed for the students, but I do have a few more questions to ask. So Teresa, since your scholarship applies to electrical engineering students, can you tell us how our EE students apply for this scholarship and how competitive it is?
Okay, so to apply for this scholarship, the lecturer will send you the application information and also the form. I think last time it's through WhatsApp group, so you guys need to wait for the announcement and then prepare for that. And how competitive it was during my time, because we have only 6 applicants, so they choose 3 out of 6. So the chances are quite high, but it also depends, because for the year before mine, there were around 15 applicants. So yeah, it depends.
All right, thank you, Ms. Teresa. I think what we can take from that is that the scholarship is meant for electrical engineering students. So it is up to you to prepare yourself as much as possible, because a 50% chance of getting accepted, it depends on you whether you want to view it as competitive or not. Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Teresa, on that. Next, I have a question for Riona. You mentioned that you received RM 6,500 per semester for local university. Can you give us a breakdown on that payment, or is that just fixed expenses?
Oh, all right. So for the allowance, which is 6,500 per semester, they will just give you lump sum that amount of 6,500. But that one is already including accommodations, books, etc. So it depends on yourself how you're going to manage it. Yeah, so make sure when you get this the money, you need to allocate it wisely. All right.
Yes, to the participants, if you do apply and get the IJM scholarship, make sure to have a proper financial plan so that you can distribute the expenses equally. Thank you, Mr. Riona. Moving on, I would like to ask Jason, is there any specific period to apply for Yayasan UM scholarship?
Yes, it does a specific period. I think it's around 1 month, and I think it's almost open for now because since the student intake already starts, so maybe it will start around these few weeks. So you guys have to be very updated to the website, and I think if I receive the news that is already started, then I will share to the groups. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jason. I'm sure that the participants are well aware and well alert of the scholarship that's out there, and be extra alert on the Yayasan scholarships because its period is opening during this time. Okay, now we will proceed with the first session of questions prepared by the TEF community. My first question, let us start with Min Er. How did you come across your scholarship?
I first heard about this scholarship is from my department senior, because actually there are not much choice open for our department. Is like mostly the engineering course. They open for engineering course like mechanical, electrical, civil. Yeah, they're rarely for biomedical. So that's why most of the scholarship info also got from my seniors. Yeah.
Right. And what about you, Miss Bashira?
So I came across the scholarship from mostly from social media, particularly Twitter and Instagram, where they would make like a long thread of scholarships available with the deadlines. So that is pretty much like. So I just I applied for about like 2 3 scholarships, and yeah, so I've been after some assessments and after some levels of assessment, then I managed to secure a placement with YK.
All right. Thank you for your answer, Ms. Bashira. How about you, Mr. Jason? Can we know how did you secure and how did you find about Yayasan UM scholarship?
Actually, I know about UM is doing after Form 5 because there is a scholarship program is to support you to KYUM, which is known as College Yayasan UM. But then the time I didn't secure it, then I after I getting matrix, after I graduate from matrix, then I know that there is support for undergraduate too. Thus I I apply for it. Then yeah, that's how I know about UM.
Wow, your perseverance truly brings some results. Okay, moving on to next speaker with the same question. How did you come across your scholarship? Ms. Teresa?
For me, I found out about this scholarship during our orientation day, PE orientation day, because it was still physical, and they invited a representative from ABB to come over and give us a talk on this scholarship. So that's how I found out about this.
Okay, and Mr. Riona, would you like to answer the same question as well?
Oh, okay. I came across this scholarship by Googling on Google, like scholarship offered for engineering students. So there's like a bunch of lists, IJM, YK, all those stuff. But I don't know why. I think I just applied for IJM, and yeah, be the chosen one to receive the scholarship. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Our next question is to Ms. Bashira. Which kind of scholarship would you advise current students to opt to? Bonded ones or non-bonded ones? And why do you think so?
Personally, I would advocate for bonded scholarship because as you can see from now with this pandemic, even to secure a job is it's hard. But when you are bonded with a company, and it will be much easier in terms of job placement. But on the consequences lah, the consequences would be that you might have like limited options of, let's say like myself, I'm doing chemical engineering, like we're chemical engineering graduates are most likely to be in the oil and gas pathway. So let's say if I'm like attached with Khazanah National Berhad, then there will be like some changes like in my pathways, because I will get more into research or get into like investment into that sort of pathways, career pathways.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Bashira. Now I have a question to Min Er. In general, what do you expect when becoming a scholar? How often do we need to report back to our sponsors?
If expectation, I would say like, of course, it will reduce the burden of the financial. But then, in terms of report for Hong Leong Foundation, they doesn't require you to report like a lot regarding your curriculum and all that. You just have to submit your what do you call the academic results every year to them, so that they can see whether you fulfill their requirements in the agreement.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Min Er. Now the next question is to Jason. Do you have any particular reasons on why you chose this scholarship, especially since you applied for it twice?
Actually, I applied for this EM because it's engineering-based company is related to what I'm going to study in my future. So that's why I applied for it. And since I got my seniors also getting this scholarship, then I get some advice from them. And yeah, I also prefer bonded scholarship because it can secure for my future. Because it is not long bonded, because only 3 years. And for engineers, for my opinion, I think that the 3 years is enough for you to develop yourself to become a professional. To make you become a more experienced engineer for yourself. Other than instead of like you go to other company, then you don't like the job over there. Yeah, so that's why I'm choosing UEM.
Thanks, Jason. Now to our next question is to Ms. Teresa. Are you allowed to hold more than one scholarship?
Actually, we're not allowed to hold more than one scholarship.
Okay, so that's all right. Okay, thank you on that. So one of the scholarships that's mentioned just now that allows us is no, Bashira, Yayasan does not allow to have multiple scholarships. But if I'm not mistaken, Hong Leong allows us to also have PTPTN loan as an extra, right? Okay. To our last question is to Muhammad Riona.
Yes.
So, since most scholarship requires its recipients to attain certain points each semester, have you been able to achieve this consistently while also being active in non-academic activities?
Okay, so for IJM, the minimum is 3.4, if I'm not mistaken. And I would say, Alhamdulillah, praise to God, I managed to maintain more than that. In fact, at the same time, also involved with other activities. It's just that although you are a scholar and you don't have to worry about your financial, but the main thing in university is you need to focus on your study as well. Because at the end of the day, people are still looking at your study background or stuff. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Riona. All right, would the other speakers like to answer this question as well on how did you guys keep on scoring your pointer while balancing with extracurricular activities?
I think this your own perseverance and in your study and your interest, because since you are studying in the one of the top university in Malaysia, also first university in Malaysia, local university, so you have to be prepared for yourself for all the exams as well as the responsibility you as a student. So no matter the exam is very hard or what, you have, if you already try your best but the result is getting very bad for you, no worry, because you can try for the next time. Yeah, so do your best for every exam.
All right, okay. Go for the best and prepare for the worst. Okay. All right. My next question is to Miss Teresa. Is resume or curriculum vitae important for your scholarship application, and how did you prepare in that aspect?
For JDF scholarship, there is not resume or CV is required. However, we need to prepare the personal motivational letter. So for me, I really took the time to go through self-reflection to think like what I really want to do in my 4 years of study or in my futures, and how did I came to this, like to EE, to UM. So it's a very personal experience writing that, and you really need to take the time and settle down and prepare for it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Do the other scholars require resume writing for your particular scholarship?
Let me comment on that. So for Yayasan Kazana, you're required to submit your CV and also to write you have to write an essay. And those two are two different things. So that you cannot cover everything that you have been involved in the essay. So your CV plays a big role to give an overview of what you have spent your academic years or what you have done outside class. And whereas the essay is where you can express your authenticity through your story, your life story. And to answer one of the questions in the chat regarding I think one person asked about can they apply if they got 3.0 plus during their pre-U. In my opinion, it's possible as long as your first semester or your first year result is above the requirement, the CGPA requirement. Like for Yayasan Kazana, it will be above 3.5 CGPA. In fact, the story how you get you get out from those low results, low grades to very high grades can be very inspirational and motivational, can give some authenticity to your essay. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for the new perspective and the strategy advice, Ms. Bashira. Min-er, would you like to add on that?
Oh yeah. For CV, right, in my opinions, I'll make it neat and simple, and then of course include like the experience, strengths, and skills, like all that inside. Like, for my case, if for scholarship, yeah, I would just make a general one. But then if like what I prepared for my internship and all that, I'll make a template and then amend the resume according to what it like well fit to the company lah. For example, if you're going for a company that major maybe in 3D printing, so you can put like the projects that related to 3D drawings lah. That's what I suggest. So that people when they see it on your resume or CV, they'll see how these people can contribute to my company. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. For those participants studying in biomedical engineering, I hope you guys take note on this. Okay, I have one more question to Mohammed Riona. What is your advice to students about choosing the right scholarship for themselves? And why did you choose this particular scholarship?
Okay, I think it depends on you. What do you think suit you? Okay, for example, for me, I'm more to a construction person. I love to see those building, all those stuff, and I think IJM will suit my, my passion. So let's say if you are interested in robotics or maybe some other stuff, so you need to find a scholarship that actually suit your needs. And also, other than that, it depends on you how you're going to look at the allowance. Maybe if you think that the allowance offered by the company is quite low, and maybe you're a person that go to Starbucks every week, all those stuff. Yeah, so try to find the one that you think, okay, this one is suit for me. This one is suit for me. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all.
All right, okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Riona. So I guess the take that we can take from that advice is go for a scholarship that most suits you and on what your expenses and your financial needs would be. Okay. Yes. All right. Thanks again to our fellow speakers. I hope that our attendees are able to learn a thing or two regarding scholarships. It is now time for us to proceed with the Q&A session. Our committee has selected several questions that were submitted by our attendees in the Slido. So for the first question, okay, let us see. Okay, if we are receiving a bonded scholarship, can we pursue postgrad studies later with another scholarship? If not, do we have to terminate our current scholarship? So would any speakers like to answer this? Perhaps Mohammed Riona, since your scholarship is 3 years plus 1 year base.
So yeah, I think for most of the scholar, especially the bonded one, let's say if you terminate or you don't want to bond with them, or maybe like after you graduate and then you think that you don't want to work with them, you need to pay back with some interest, I guess, with it's in your agreement. So yeah, I think most of the bonded scholarship will do that.
All right. How about you, Ms. Bashira? Since yours is too.
For Yayasan Kazana, yes, since it's bonded, so after graduation, you need to serve with Kazana. But if you are planning to pursue your postgraduate studies, that can be excused as long as you have informed the Yayasan Kazana management, and upon agreement, then you can get excused without any interest or penalty.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that sharing, Ms. Bashira. Okay, my next question is to Ms. Teresa. Since electrical engineering, the ABB Ergen Dormant Scholarship is for electrical engineers. So how important is extracurricular activities when applying for this scholarship? Does it bring an advantage to the students, or is it a deal breaker? I'm sorry, Ms. Teresa, did you get the question? Okay, while Ms. Teresa is going through the chat, let us move to Jason. Do you think extracurricular activities would help you to securing your scholarship?
I think it's a yes, because if you are active in a core curriculum or any activity outside, it means that you are an active person and you are outgoing person and extrovert maybe. So it will help you when you are applying for a scholarship, as they will saw your certificate that which event you participate and which like how what I mean is means that how many events that you participate and how the curriculum makes you into the person you right now. Like improve your because if you participate more in event, you will improve your communication skill, leadership skill, a lot of things. So these characteristics will help you in your future as well as in your interview sessions. Yeah, so it will be a great chance for you to get the scholarship. Yeah, this is my opinion.
All right, thanks, Jason. And how about you, Min Do you think does extracurricular activities apply and gives an advantage to students?
Yeah. For Hong Leong Foundation, I think, cause my first year is quite packed with curricular activities, so I think this is quite an add point for them to choose me as a scholar, because they want to choose for like more well-rounded person for Hong Leong Foundation. They will want to see you're not only like bookworm studying books. They want you to be outgoing, and then will be able to help the community. That's their key focus.
All right, okay. Thank you, Min for the next question, I would like to open it up to all the speakers as well. Though Ms. Bashira has touched about this a bit. So what if I don't do well in my SPM and pre-U studies? Does that mean that I have no chance to get scholarship even when I'm scoring good results right now? Ms. Teresa, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for the mic issue just now.
That's all right. Would you mind answering this? Does our SPM result and pre-U result would affect our chances of getting the scholarship despite excelling right now?
I think most important is your latest result. And for the JDF scholarship, they didn't specify any academic requirements. But of course, it would be better if you have a high academic achievement. But I think most important is the latest result. And you can demonstrate you are able to have a balanced life, that you also excel in your core curriculum.
All right, okay. Thank you, Ms. Teresa. So your current status is much more important than what you've done in the past. So make sure you guys are excelling right now in university and you guys have a good curriculum vitae to support that. Okay, to the next question. Okay, is also to Ms. Teresa as well. Is ABB a one-year scholarship or is it given until we graduate?
It is until you graduate, but they will renew and assess your CGPA each year. So you need to maintain the CGPA for, I think it's 3.7 every year, so that you can continue your contract with the scholarship. Right.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Ms. Teresa. Now, a question to Ms. Min What is the best time to apply for your scholarship? The Hong Leong Foundation scholarship.
I think the best time, there's no best time. As long as you apply before the deadline, I can say it. If you want to say the period, I would say it as early as possible, because like for Hong Leong Foundation, you can always apply during your second year or even third year. But then for, if you apply it during your first year, you'll be getting be funded for 3 years. Yeah, if you apply by using your pre-U, so you'll be get funded for 4 years. So as early as possible.
Okay, all right. So apply for the scholarship as early before the deadline. And I think the same applies to all the other scholarships here as well. Okay, let me move to the next question. Is it necessary to study about the business and policies of the company that's providing the scholarship before you go for an interview? So I'm guessing that besides general knowledge and other stuff, is the company policies equally important? Would any speakers like to answer this?
Okay, me. Okay, I think about the company policies is not really important, because I think that's going too far. But you should know at least the the core businesses on what they're doing. Like what are the subsidiaries that they're having, or what are the current project that ongoing. Yeah, all those stuff. But for policies, I think it's not so important.
All right, thank you, Mr. Riona. And while you're at that, would you mind answering what were the questions asked during the IGM interview?
Okay, so for IGM interview between you and also the interviewer, in my time, usually they will ask about, about your family, about your interests, and also like those common questions like why did you apply for IGM, and what are your passion currently? What do you love to do? All those stuff. Yeah. So my tip is just be yourself. You don't need to fake anything. Just tell them the truth on why do you need a scholarship and why did you choose IGM or stuff. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Riona. So your true self, your authentic self, is what scholars look for, rather than the cliche answers and all of it. Okay, let us go to our next question. Again, opening to all the speakers, is there any scholarship for international undergraduate students of UM?
Answer that.
Yes, Ms. Bashira.
Yeah, so for Yayasan Kazana, they offer scholarships for international students studying in Malaysia. But which scholarship program? That one I'm not entirely sure. But you can browse through the Yayasan Kazana website to apply. Because in fact, I have Bangladeshi friends who are currently studying in UM under Yayasan Kazana. But yeah, to know more on of which programs, I think you should explore more in the website. And yeah, they are financial aids for international students too.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bashira. How about you, Min Er? Does Hong Leong Foundation only apply for local students or also accepts international?
Oh, for Hong Leong Foundation, they only are applicable for Malaysians.
All right. Okay, so I think our participants should take note about this, that though there are very few scholarships provided for international students, we have a lot more for postgraduate courses rather than undergraduate courses for specifically international students. Okay, let us go back to Ms. Teresa. Can we take ABB scholarship and PTPTN at the same time?
No, you're not allowed to take both.
Yes. So far, if I'm not mistaken, the only scholarship that allows both PTPTN and the scholarship itself is Hong Leong, right? Yes. Okay. So let us go to the next question. JPA and Hong Leong Foundation, which one is better? Min Er?
Okay, for me, or my case, yeah, I choose Hong Leong Foundation over JPA because for JPA, it's kind of partly bonded because you have to be staying in Malaysia, right? So that you don't have to, there are certain terms like if you work with the government, then you don't have to pay back. And then if you work with private, you have to pay back 75% or something like that. So for Hong Leong Foundation, it's non-bonded one. So that's why this is the reason why I choose Hong Leong Foundation over the GPA lah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's very good to know. Okay. A question to Jason. How late can we apply for our scholarships? Because we probably don't have much curricular certificates right now.
I think you can apply any scholarship right now, and for the curricular certificate, it's not necessary is must a university curricular certificate. You can use your secondary school certificate too. Yeah. So I think if any scholarship open, you can give it a try to apply for any scholarship. And if you are successful for the interview sessions, then you go for it. Yeah. So don't miss any chance if you really want to get a scholarship.
All right. Okay. So just apply, even with your current status, and see whether you're compatible with the scholars and the scholarship. Okay. Let us go to the next question. Yes. JDF scholarship is exclusively for EE students. I'll help answer that. And can I apply for one of the scholarships post Sem 1 of my first year studies? If so, do I use my semester 1 results or do I still use my pre-university results? I think I can answer for the speakers that if it's post semester 1, then the scholars would require you to update your semester 1 results of your university. Okay, let us go to the question to Ms. Bashira. Do Yayasan Khazanah offer scholarship to a year 3 student? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can try because as long as you can, because they will take in students who are like ambitious with not just high achieving students, but also a very active students, active possess leadership skills and very high, like very active like in general. So you can give it a shot, and yeah, you might secure a placement with YK.
Wow, okay. So is it up to their fourth year or is it just um,
Yeah, it will be throughout your until you graduate. Unless if
oh,
you want to consider applying for postgraduate studies, then that can be an option too.
yeah, okay. So yeah, it depends whether you want to apply for undergraduate studies at your final year or not. Okay. So Miss Teresa, the same question goes to you. Does it only applies for first year students or they can also apply later on?
Yeah, it also for JDF scholarship, you can only apply as a first year student.
Oh, okay. So I hope the participants took note that the ABB Jurgen Foundation scholarship is only for first year electrical engineering students of University of Malaya, right? Yeah. Okay, let's proceed to a next question. I think we've answered that. Yeah, can we still apply if we are PTPTN grantees? I think for besides Hong Leong Foundation, the other four scholarships have to drop your PTPTN, right? If you were to accept your current scholarships. Yeah, from the head nods, I can give you assurance that it's yes. So the next question is, okay, the question's moving. Okay, would any speakers like to answer this? What requirements do you need to scholars when I can apply? Yes, what requirements needs to apply for the scholars and when can we apply it? I'm not so entirely sure about that question. When can we apply it? Okay, it's okay. Let us just skip that question and I'll just go on. All right, how can I impress the interviewer to get my scholarship? One of the most popular answers is just be yourself and be your authentic self and give the answers. Would the speakers like to add on to that? Any special trait that you think you probably possess that made you become the scholar that you are?
I think be humble is a must.
I know
And
it's very generic.
All right, okay. So Jason said be humble. Ms. Bashira, would you like to continue your answer? Yeah.
It was like activities. Like I would say, I know it's when they say be yourself is very generic, but if let's say like if you are so nervous during the interview, you just explain what you do in those activities that you're involved and how it impacts you, and when you are being more expressive, then that's how they can understand you better and perhaps can consider you to for this scholarship.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Bashira. And I guess, Jason, since you said be humble, would you like to answer this? How to improve your personality and communication skills? I guess the highlight is on communication skills.
okay, for communication skill, actually, you have to read more and be brave to talk in English with other peoples, and don't be shy if you make mistake, because everyone make mistake and you learn from the mistake. Yeah. So for communication skill, you actually can learn. For me, I improve my communication skill through like from the event that I join, and because you have to communicate with a lot of people, with other like if you are in a department, you have to discuss something with other department people. So this is one of the ways you can improve your communication skill for English, lah. And maybe you can listen more song or watch drama. Yeah, sometimes for you to improve your English proficiency. Yeah,
True. Very true.
That's how I improve myself.
All right, Jason. Um, Watching dramas and songs is quite a very good way to pick up languages, and what else more to improve your current language. Min would you like to add on to that question?
How to improve the personality? Yes, I would say instead of improve, like how will you express yourself to the others? I would say, as in, if you want to make yourself a well-rounded one, so you go maybe you can go for more curricular activities, and then maybe you can learn for like more skill set to equip yourself lah. Yeah.
Yeah, if I may.
Yes, Rana, I was going to go to you.
Talking about personality or communication skill, make sure that you have a mentor or someone that can guide you. For example, like my time, I get my IGM scholarship at my first year, and I use my what do you call that, metric result. So back in metric, I'm like quite close with some of the lecturers, and I asked them for some tips and asked them to guide me, like how am I going to improve my personality, communication skill, and do some mock interview with them. Yeah, so you need to have someone to guide you and learn.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rana. All right, I guess the same question. How do you improve on your personality and communication skills? Would Ms. Teresa like to answer this?
I think for personality, you just be kind. Yeah, be kind to everyone. And then in terms of communication skill, like I also improve it by watching some TV series and also some movies. Then and also it's very important for you to have the environment to practice. So I will also practice with my friends like in English. So that's how I improve.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Teresa. I guess okay, let us move to this question: how to tackle interview with the company. So, yeah, I guess IGM is sort of a company based. So, would Mr. Riona like to answer this once more?
How to tackle? I would say be someone that they think that you know something about the company. Make yourself like a future staff of the IJM. Bring something special about yourself. I think that could be how are you going to impress. Just don't be typical. I would say don't be typical. Bring something that you think, okay, I think this skill would be a key point for me to show off to them. Showing that I deserve to get this scholarship. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Riona. Would Ms. Min like to add on this, because you too are Hong Leong Foundation is sort of a company based as well, a corporate based company.
I think you have to think from the company side. Like people want to offer you the scholarship, right? Why they want to offer you? Because you might having some certain personality that they think you deserve it. So you have to present to them like why you deserve it. You have to tell them what can I do for you? What can I do for the community? For the case of Hong Leong, they want you to repay back to the community. Yeah. So for the company side, maybe you can think of like how your skill set can benefit them upon your graduation, I can say.
Wow, all right, okay. This is another strategy advice to our participants. Make sure you know your company's values and company goals that you're applying for. Besides a strong personality and authenticity, this will most help you guys to secure your scholarship. All right. My next question that I'm going to choose from the Slido is, all right, I guess Ms. Teresa once more, since that's the one at the top. May I ask, is ABB scholarship has a bonding or not? And to answer the second part, 50% from her batch itself, right? Out of 6, 3 of you got selected. Yep. So,
Yeah. So for AD, the JDS scholarship is a non-bonded one, and each year they usually will select 3 students.
wow, okay, all right. So it's a non-bonded scholarship. Okay. This is a question from myself to Ms. Bashira. Yayasan has 7 scholarship offers, right? So why choose the local scholarships rather than the international?
Actually, so since I received this scholarship since my first year of degree study, that would mean I apply using my foundation result. Yeah, so I applied Karana Watan specifically because after my SPM, my result was not that good lah, because you need to remember when you come to interview, to scholarship interview, you are competing with other strong with other candidates who are 9A plus students, with 4 flat students, and you need to have that wow factor. But coming back to how why I chose Khazanah Watan, particularly to local university, is because I didn't have the chance to apply for a global, for overseas, to study abroad lah. And another reason is because in the requirement, in one of the requirement for the scholarship to study abroad, you need to have admission letters from the university itself, especially for undergraduate studies. Unless if you apply using your SPM result, like let's say after SPM, and you apply to study abroad, then they would place you to KYUEM for A levels. Because you see, when you want to study abroad, you need to I think you need to have A levels. They only accept A levels, SAT, depending on the countries. And yeah, for me, because after SPM, I did my ASASI. So yes, that's the reason.
Okay, all right. So I guess to the participants, yes, Yayasan, in order for you to apply for overseas, you have to be from A levels or in those equivalent sort of courses, pre-university courses. Okay, this question I'm opening up to the floor. The participant is a Satu student and his fee is 100,000 and his household is just 10,000 per month. But most scholarship only offers income below 5,000. So any suggestions on this to help him reduce his burden?
I can answer for this
Yes.
question. For you know, there are scholarships that offer scholarship for financially needy people or a group of people, and there are also scholarships that offer scholarships for high achieving students. So in this case, if you can show to them, you can prove to them that you are good, and you can contribute a lot to the community. With that scholarship, you have done a lot to the community, and that will be, if you have that wow factor, then they might consider you for the scholarship.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss. Now, my next question is to Jason. Since Minho has answered this before, what are your thoughts on JPA scholarship? Have you applied for it before? And why not JPA scholarship?
Actually, I applied for PTPTN before, but not for JPA because since I entered the university, I applied for PTPTN first, because it's the first thing I saw. Then after that, after I getting the PTPTN, then I saw a YUM, so I applied for YUM, and then I terminate for the PTPN because we can't get 2 financial aids at the same time. This because JPA, I think we have to apply it after SEM 2, if not mistaken. means at every end of the sem, I think, if not mistaken. So
End of
that's why
semester.
that's why I didn't apply for JPA. And yeah, JPA, you have to work with the government, and they have a few conditions, right? Like you have to pay back how many percent, how many
Yes,
percent. Yeah. So I don't think that I want to pay back. So I fight
that is
why
true. That is true.
yeah, yes, and yeah, yeah,
You are bounded with the government.
yeah,
If you were to work beside the government, then you'll have to pay
you pay
back
back.
more than 50%. Yes, that is true. Yes. Okay.
I
So
think I think I think I can add on a bit
yes.
my opinion on JPA, yeah. Cause for JPA, like if by comparison, right, JPA and for example my scholarship, actually the amount of money by from JPA is more a bit more than Hong Kong Foundation, because JPA is about 10,000 plus, I guess, because it's 5,000 plus per semester, so two semester is like 10,000 plus. So if like in your case, if any of the participants are, if in your case you think you need more money to support your living, your tuition fee and all that, you can actually, it's better to go for GPA, because compared to Hong Leong, it is 2K more. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it is
Right.
depends on how you want, which one fits better for you. If you want to work for government, and then you don't have to pay back, so that's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Minna. So you really have to look at your own personal, how idealistic is the scholarship towards you and your future goal plannings. Okay, my next question that I'm going to choose is, yeah, is it difficult to maintain CGPA for your respective scholarship? What would happen if you don't keep up the CGPA? Will you be terminated from your scholarship? So Riona, would you like to answer this?
Yeah, sure. So how to maintain your GPA is, I think, totally depends on you. How you're going to manage your time, how you're going to manage your study, your activities. So if you're asking about if I can't keep up with the CGPA, will it be terminated immediately? For IJM, no. If you, let's say, if you didn't achieve the required CGPA, for the first one, you will get a warning letter, and then second warning letter, then for the third times, then it will be terminate. But before they terminate, they will ask you some question like what happened, is there any problem? Yeah.
All right, okay. So, which means the company really cares about your scholars, and it's not immediate termination. They do want to see what's going on with you because you did show some credentials, and that's why they picked you as scholar. Ms. Teresa, would you like to add up on this question? I'm sorry, Ms. Teresa, you're muted.
Okay, hear me now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so for me to maintain the CGPA, I think it really depends on the time management, and uh, for me, I would prefer to have a study group with my friends, so we can motivate each other and help each other out, and it will be more efficient. So that's one way for you to
Yes.
maintain the CGPA. And what happens if you don't keep up the CGPA is that because we have renewal by the end of each academic year, so they will check your CGPA, and also they will let you justify if you didn't reach the target. They will let you justify and see why you cannot keep up with the CGPA. So they will not terminate it immediately.
Okay, so all scholarship do consider your part of the story if you fail to meet the requirements needed. Okay, the next question is to Jason. This participant is interested in applying in Yayasan UEM scholarship. Is the interview tough?
For the interview, actually, it's not tough if you equip yourself and prepare yourself well. Because for my time when I go for the interview, they basically ask about your personal background and how do you know about how much you know about your university. Like they will ask me about who is my dean and who is the university chancellor, vice chancellor, and I think the most tough question is when they ask about my state, because I'm staying in Malacca, and they ask about three consecutive Ketua Menteri for Malacca.
Wow.
Who is a Ketua Menteri? Then I have to think
That is
very. That is very tough, and yeah, but the whole interview is actually a very chill sessions and a chit chatting session for me lah. Yeah, and it's not very tough if you prepare yourself very well.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jason. Wow. I mean, mentries of your current state and past three mentries. Personally, on my side, I do view that as a very tough interview, but okay, I guess it depends on the participants' general knowledge as well. So the next question. Wait, before the next question, Ms. Bashira, would you like to answer that question? Was your interview for Yayasan tough? Very subjective, but yeah.
I would say the entire process, the entire assessment to apply for Yayasan Kazana is tough, even from the beginning. Because in one of the slides, it shows how that they screen from 8,000 applicants to 300 for the second stage, where in second stage you will be tested for like IQ tests, and then you from there, and then they screen some more until like 50 people, and then from the third stage and the fourth stage will be the interview, where I would say the interviewers are more chill than the ones like the written and the exams. And that's my personal opinion, because during the interview, they just wanted to know you in person, to see how you react in person, how you bring yourself, how you tell your stories. And yeah, I think to answer it, like what the latest question, would it be better for some to show their authenticity to not prepare? That one comment on that, I think you still need to
Ms. Bashira, I think
prepare to the interview, how you tell the story, it's important. It's still important, because if you don't come prepared, then you don't know what to say, and you're not prepared of what, and you can get like random questions. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with that. Do prepare for your interview, guys. It does not chip off your authenticity at the least a bit. Okay, so I'm going to open this to the floor. If I have no chance in getting a scholarship and I've been given a chance to accept Mara TESP loan, should I take it or wait for others? So let us go to Min-er. Are you?
Yeah. I'm not sure what is the Mara TSP loan, but then I will as in the terms of the loan, right, means you have to pay back. So if you really have a financial need on that, I think you can go for that. But then probably like whenever you have a better choice, I think they allow you to terminate that, right, as long as you pay back fully. Yeah, and then it's up to your choice to whether to take it or not lah.
It's a education sponsorship program, so they do give you certain sponsorships on their part. Yes.
Okay, let's say if you are going for loan, I'm not sure for Mara TESP, but for PTPTN, let's say if you get first class, upon you graduate as a first class, I think they will give you like 100%. They make the loan as a 100% scholarship, so you don't have to pay back. And then if you get a second class, you maybe just need to pay around 60%, something like that. So if you are going to choose loan, so better to choose something like same like PTPTN with such program.
True. Thank you, Mr. Riona, on that. One last question to Min-er. For Hong Leong, it states that SPM 8A above, if this person has 5 A's and full A+ during her pre-U, do you think she stands a chance?
We do need to submit our SPM results. Yeah, I think you can try. Like if they think your pre-U I mean, if they think that you deserve it, they will always call you for the interview. Because I'm not sure how strict they are in filtering this thing. Yeah.
All right, okay. And also to Teresa, how important do you think is the pre-U for your scholarship? Or they only consider first year and second year semester results for electrical engineering?
They will see both your SPM and also pre result. But I think it would be better to have a good result on pre than your SPM, because this shows that you are improving, right?
Yes, yes, that is very true. Okay, I guess. All right. So unfortunately, we don't actually have more time for any more questions. So before we end this forum session, I'd like to ask the speakers if they have any final words for our attendees. How about you, Jason?
Um, so I think if for any scholarship, just give it a try, not only Yayasan UM, because there are a lot of scholarship outside, like MBAM, or there's a non-bonded scholarship or Lion Group, if not mistaken, and a lot of financial aids for you. So give it a try and go for the interview. If you're not getting the scholarship or the financial aid, can just try for others. Yeah, you will have the chance until you get the scholarship. Yeah.
All right. Thank you on that, Jason. Would the other scholars like to add up on this? Any last words for our participants? Mr. Riona, perhaps?
Okay, sure. I think same with Jason also. Don't give up. Just keep on trying, because I have a friend that have been through 5 interviews, and thank God, after his 6th interview, he managed to get the scholarship. Because if you lose nothing if you try. Just keep on trying. Don't ever give up. And after each of the one that you feel, make sure you need to look back at yourself, like, well, what is actually your weakness, is there anything that you can improve? Yeah, so that's all. Keep on trying, don't give up.
All right, okay. And Ms. Bashira, would you like to have any last words for our participants?
From both Fiona and Jason, I would say just be yourself, and you don't be afraid to try, because you cannot buy experience. Through experience, you learn more, and it's all up to your willingness. It all depends on your willingness to apply. It does take a lot of effort and time, and a lot of time, money involved to go to the interviews. But if you're willing, when there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, I could not have said it better. Now, Min do you have any last words for our participants?
Yeah, I would say like probably the chance is always given to those that always like fully prepared lah. So whenever you are going for interview, or whenever you are preparing for something, even that your exam, so just mentally prepared, physically prepared, and then you will get what you deserve, what you want.
And finally, Ms. Teresa, any last words for our participants?
I would say be really well prepared for the application and also interview. Don't do it last minute. And if you did your best on the preparation, then during the interview day, you can just be calm and relaxed.
All right. Once again, thank you so much to all of our speakers. Thank you, Lee Min Thank you, Noor Barisha. Thank you, Chan Yik Chen. Thank you, Teresa. And thank you, Mohammad Riona. Thank you so much to our brilliant speakers today for sharing your thoughts and experience, as well as answering our questions. Your sharing will definitely be useful to all our students, especially to those ones who are planning to apply for scholarships in the near future. Now back to our MC Joanne.
Okay, thank you so much, Vinod, for being such a brilliant moderator for our talk. Not to forget, our speakers who are willing to spend their time with us, and we really appreciate it. We hope all of you enjoyed tonight's talk and managed to gain more insights on which scholarships you would like to secure and what to prepare for the interview session. Moving on, I would like to ask you to scan the QR code on the screen and fill in the feedback form. We would really appreciate it if you could do that. Just a reminder, TEF will be providing a list of scholarships that are available for undergraduate students. This list can be a reference as we have categorized the scholarships into government-based, state-based, and private agencies. But do keep in mind that the committee of TEF will not be responsible for any discrepancies in the information contained in this handout, and TEF are not affiliated with any of the financial aids as well as the sponsorships providers. The content of these handouts serve only to be used as a guide and were extracted from various sources of unascertained credibility. If you are interested to have access to this list, kindly scan the QR code to our link tree. Besides, you can also go to TEF Ask Me Booth Telegram channel to retrieve the list. Next, I would like to request all the attendees to turn on your camera for a photography session. It will just be a quick one, so please do not leave just yet, as we still have a couple more announcements after this. Following that, here we have a list of upcoming events by TEF. Even though the registration date for Escape Room Engineering Innovation 1.0, Mobile Agents, and PUBG are already closed, you can still watch and support your friend in the final round on the date stated. Meanwhile, you can still register for MS365 Workshop, Alumni Forum, LinkedIn Workshop, and not to forget the Engineering Festival closing ceremony using our link tree. Before we end this talk, here are limited edition merchandise from TEF 21. If you are interested, you can again scan the QR code on the screen to place your order. Finishing off, I would like to thank all the attendees for attending tonight's talk and the speakers for their valuable time. I hope all of you have gained a lot of useful information that will help you guys to secure your desired scholarship in the future. I wish you all the best of luck and have a good night rest.